Oh, this
'Cause
is
that's where it is. That's where it is right there, yeah. And the laughing part is brought up again. And this is another place where they get he either killed or crucified or whatever, or made it appear so. Really,
here, so yeah.
it was made to appear so.
Which was probably the narrative popular at that time, 7th century, around the region in the Arabian Peninsula. People were talking about it like this.
I skipped this slide.
Wait, let me go see it.
But you do have to realize this doesn't demote him.
No, it doesn't.
This exalts.
It does exalt. Yeah.
It doesn't demote his, if he had any special powers or anything like that.
It doesn't demote him at all. In fact, he's saying
this doesn't.
Okay, let me read it. I have to read it from my
377. Yeah.
That gravity bomb is sick as fuck. Just saying. Oh. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But no, hospital food is terrible food. But my leg is better than narcotics, and I put weight on it.
Look at this. It's still so old school.
Who's this guy? Al Aster? He's been hanging out on the stage the whole day. What's up, buddy? What's in?
Hey, I was gonna ask you a question. Do you think Jesus was a Gnostic?
Who knows?
Because I get the feeling, based on religious history and esoteric and exoteric philosophy, and having a large book collection, that there are many people that tap into the same source power as Jesus. But to say that Jesus is the one and only God, or the God of the all or nothing statements about Jesus, to me, just don't add up. To me, he's a powerful magician, just like Muhammad, just like Buddha. And they all have a philosophy which is essentially Gnostic, or above and below, that type of a connection.
Correct, bingo.
But what I'm trying to say is that if that is true for Jesus, it's also true for you. That's the good news. That's what everybody's missing out on.
Yes.
It's the fun of the secret.
We're missing out on. Yeah, idiots think that it's all distinct and separate from each other. Idiots.
Well, they're not idiots. It's a very hard thing to understand, because you have to go outside of the religion and clone and copy a bunch of other materials to understand that there's a lot of layover, or.
Absolutely, yeah.
But at the end of the day,
I dabble in these things, but when I'm doing apologetics, I don't dabble in that area. But Courtney telling me that there's two thrones and one is identical to the other. It's just bullshit.
Wait, when you say
right. No, she's not right.
When you say you do apologetics, does that just mean when you do apologetics, you're not doing Gnosticism? So what are you doing, apologizing for not doing Gnosticism?
No. When I'm in the NBA, I'm playing by NBA rules. But when I'm in street ball, I'm playing the street ball rules. What is the problem? I'm still a basketball player. And guess what? When we're going for the gold every 4 years, we're in the Olympics. So I got to put my Olympics hat on. So if you don't understand that analogy, you're not going to understand it all. The standard is going to be the NBA.
Yeah.
What we're doing here is just street ball.
But this is redundant. That's what John is saying.
It is.
Just do NBA is what he's saying.
You know, he's always got this always coming in here fucking complaining about what we're talking about. I don't understand. What the fuck is that? Shallow all along. Hello?
She would
Hello?
not
Hello?
complain. Hello?
Hello? Shallow all along. Shallow all along. Oh, shallow all. My father could marry a Jew. Picture that. Chihuahua, wah, 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 wah.
Are you guys talking about anything important?
Never talking.
You should just stop. You should stop playing basketball. Just be a swimmer.
This is really nice stuff.
Become a what? A stripper?
You could say that, but I said swimmer.
I can't be Michael
Are we talking about the
Phelps.
Bible right now?
Yeah, please ask questions. Ask away.
It's going to be
Sure.
Christian Islam related. Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm nervous to hear I'd be curious to know your thoughts too. I grew up with the concept that the Day of Judgment is every day, and it's like and many of the traditions that you would have in Islam that are typically like Ramadan or something, we always have this like 365-day kind of approach to it. So the Day of Judgment, if it's every day, does that and then there's this idea of like the Jesus second coming on the Day of Judgment. But in the Shia tradition, or in the tradition I'm in, it's very like, his spirit is still alive.
Yeah, that is
So
Shia.
does the idea that his spirit is always alive correlate well with the idea that Judgment Day is every day? Like, we don't have to wait till death.
Hey, Imam Ali said that.
This is all here.
Imam Ali is saying, I read in the Natural Blogger, every day is Judgment Day, every day is Eid, every day is like that kind of concept. It's an esoteric way of like.
That's the same
saying
thing
that
as saying now is all there is. The now is all important.
now is all there is. Yeah. It's
Every
present.
day is the Groundhog Day.
Every day is stripper day. Every day is Burning Man for me.
Every day is Valentine's Day.
No, every day is Little Boy Cried Wolf Day here on Clubhouse. And the thing about the little boy that cried wolf, every time the little boy that cried wolf, every time he does it, it's a reframe and it works every time. That's the secret.
Is this also Universe? The actor guy? The actor?
Yeah.
Oh my
John.
God, every fucking room.
It's John.
Every
We could go back to Sam. You could go to Beef's room and just debate Muslims all day.
I unfollowed him and now I.
Oh wait, that's Megatron's room. I got him confused. My bad.
Much.
But yeah.
Hello, how you doing?
So Nargis, you read that in the epic book.
Yeah. The sayings of Ali.
Yeah. So a new version, a new translation came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like epically long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get myself a copy sometime because I've never read it. Like never. read it.
I want to read it.
Yeah, it's
Epically long.
epically long. It's a very big book.
Is it with tafsir? Like a commentary on?
I think it includes both, but it's some academic scholar that did the translation.
Oh, perfect. I would like
I think it's through the Institute of Islamic Studies, but I'm not sure.
Obviously. You guys are so much contribution to rich literature and plus.
Wouldn't it be fun to just like, oh my god,
So a lot of people.
My brother lives in Portugal. He bought a holiday home by the Smiley Center.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh
He's
my
going there.
God.
He's hanging out with them. And I said, yeah, they're really cool.
Wouldn't it be fun to like go to like all these different places for archives? Like the Institute of Smiley Studies, and then going to like the Vatican and just like seeing all these texts in like real life.
Yeah.
Like I would love to do that. Just like a textual tour of the world, you know?
Well, I heard that Lucifer lives in the Vatican and the.
Can like okay, I get that like you're gonna bring like this into the room, but like oh my God, I was sincerely having a real conversation.
Hey, Danny, please.
You made it through things you thought would break you. You've stood alone in rooms where no one noticed your
So guys, I wonder, like I guess I just wanted to share that idea of I just connected these two thoughts of Jesus is here every day,
Yeah.
and therefore the day of judgment is every day.
Yeah, that this would exactly, and it is what John Kitover said. It's with us principle, basically.
So why would
Waiting for Jesus to come back.
forgot again.
That's the
It's the same thing as saying the Constitution is written today, right now. The Declaration of Independence is written right now. And that's the essence of the now. That it's a compression of the past and a compression of the future. No, it's written now. That is the mystical.
Believe in.
Hello?
you're now?
Hello?
You're
Hello? Anyways, enjoy your day. Hello?
What is it called? What is that theory? John, what is it called? The time theory, the block. What is it? The B time.
It's called If I Had a Wife That Had Clubhouse, I'd probably divorce her. That's just me.
Everyone's trying to say that I'm married, and that's not cool because I'm not.
I can read this Peter, the Apocalypse of Peter for a little bit before leaving.
Everything is now, and when you're dead, it'll still be now. You just won't be in the now. You'll disappear and go to sleep forever and ever and ever, never to return. That's why this moment of life, which is so minuscule in between infinite darknesses, shouldn't be wasted saying stupid things all day long into your fucking phone like your brain is fucking rotted out.
No, he's pleading for awareness and awakening. Human mind. He's right. We're in a slumber. I am that I am that I am that I am that I am. I am the is.
He got something wrong because I'm not gonna die.
Danny, you're
Sorry.
really fucking annoying. Like I don't say that to very many people. I usually have a really high tolerance, but you're really fucking annoying.
Do you not like Jewish people?
I love Jews. I don't like you.
No, I think you just don't like my face because it's very Jewish.
I don't care about what you
looking, and I'm gonna say this is all in the name of anti-Semitism, okay? And I'm just gonna call it as I see it.
She didn't know you were Jewish.
Yeah. And frankly, your nose isn't big enough for me to assume that you're Jewish. So.
That was anti-Semitic.
It was because you put me in that position.
That was wrong. I think you were trying to be nice. Maybe.
That is not funny, by the way. Zabu, like you know her, she'll grow on you. I love that.
She's what?
What? She'll grow on you. She's damn funny.
She's what?
She'll grow on you.
Oh,
I said,
Danny will grow on me like a back.
Yeah. Danny's damn funny.
Oh,
Parasite.
yeah.
Just sometimes I don't want to be patient. Sometimes I just want the stage. Sometimes I just want to win.
Well, you'll win me in every race that we run together. Okay,
Is
you
that
could
because you're
win.
handicapped and you can't run? Like that's not fair.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could kind of run.
my god. Anyways, I was proud of that thought that I had today. I was like,
Nice
oh,
thought.
I get it.
Do you share these with your students sometimes?
Sometimes
Like,
when I
do they ask? Yeah, okay.
Sometimes when I just have random observations, but it's not the area I'm teaching, right?
Yeah.
So it would just be too random if I
I mean, you can sort of like connect it with like academia, I guess. Like,
I do when I'm like listing examples of like these boundaries we've created and like showing examples of like how these boundaries break depending on like which tradition you're talking about, you know? But not really. Like I don't make truth claims like this.
yeah. Because these are not true claims. These are like insights or even personal opinions to insights.
Yeah. They're substantive claims. But yeah, I some of my students are capable of doing that, but others it's just too hard to. I don't want to blur the line, you know. Especially if I'm teaching, like, yeah, I'm already challenging them enough. Like all the students have failed the Seek quiz, you know. So like, this is what I'm working with.
They failed the Seek quiz?
Yeah, like they don't even know what the khanda is, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like you look at the symbol every fucking single day.
Oh my goodness.
It's because their egos get in the way, right? Like they think they're taking some easy class.
That's
And then I
Seek.
talk to them about the basics, and they don't get
Boggle.
it. Yeah. Yeah, but it was really funny to film them on their quiz.
The other implications of the eternal now is that politically speaking, like black tax reparations, that if you look at the now as a compression of the past and the future, everyone who's living now did not suffer that injustice. Now, if you claim it's an inherited suffering which needs to be reparated, okay, fine. But you still have to make the case against the eternal now, which is impossible to do. So politically, it's a very powerful concept, which is that the now is all important and all there is and all there ever will be. You can't relive somebody's experience from 1675. You can't. You could imagine it, you could hypothesize about it, but that's not your reality. The real is always the now, and thus all communication is hypnosis. And thus, the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're going to get. Everybody living right now
So then why
is...
don't you shut up?
Because I'm trying to tell you what philosophy is saying. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's a you problem.
No, I do.
And you probably go through life with that type of attitude in every experience you have.
Like what
That
you're
must be
fucking
fucking
saying.
miserable. Hello?
Just saying the now is over because it's now, and by what you've already said, it's already done.
The future can
And
change
you
the
just
past.
said
Have you ever
you
heard of
only
a
speak the truth.
retrocausality?
You just said whoever speaks the truth.
I get it, Zabu. I get it. But the thing is, I'm still talking, right? Right now.
Well, we were all talking before.
I know. But you know what you weren't doing?
What was I doing?
You weren't breathing. No, you weren't breathing.
John, you're a fucking asshole.
in Lawrence Cora's ears.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is the best
You knew
asshole.
exactly what you were doing, John. Just stop
Okay,
it.
let me neutralize that for
He's
you.
the biggest psyop. Who's recording me? Is it John?
Listen, if you want to be happier, if you want more joy in your life, I would really encourage you.
Happiness is a trap, you know.
Zabu, didn't we have a great experience reading the I Ching and picking the numbers?
Retrocausality only works if you're assuming linear time. In B theory of time, it's more vertical causality, where what we would perceive as the future causes the past, but the thing is that it's all essential, right? So it's a vertical sort of support of what we would consider a past moment, but it's just a now moment.
Go Cora. Go Cora. Go Cora.
Okay, so that's the B theory. That was what I was looking for before. Okay, then so you're saying
Shut up, Dan.
retro. What?
How?
There is no retro causality in a block time.
There is no time in a block time.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
exist.
Okay. Everything is not real.
No, this.
Well,
no,
that's
not that
different.
it's not
That's-
real.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
experienced as like, yeah.
Oh,
I gotta get off Clubhouse. I gotta call my psychiatrist and my attorney real quick. You guys just made me realize something.
Essentially,
Thanks,
think of it-
everybody.
Think of it as, if you think about it dimensionally, right? We can perceive certain number of dimensions, right? We could look at 2 dimensions. We can perceive, a point in a line in 1 dimension, right?
Those are like your tits. They went from 3D to 2D.
No, they didn't. Anyway,
well, when you're gonna man that?
You just went from
we
3D
exist in
to
the 3rd
2D.
dimension, right? And we're able to perceive vector movement, which is our experience 4th dimension. Now, in a block time, it's the maximum number of coordinates you can have dimensionally. So we don't know, we haven't figured out exactly how many dimensions there could be, but say that one of the operating functions is 11 dimensions, right, or 12 dimensions, right? In that time, if you're in the 12th dimension, you're perceiving all of what we would see as time as once. It's almost a sheet of paper, right? It's all there. And so you don't experience time. Photons don't experience time. They exist in all dimensions at once, right? So their experience of their existence is the full path of travel we perceive in a 3rd and 4th dimensional experience.
What about tachyons?
Tachyons, it's similar. Anything that travels at the speed of light is going to not experience time.
But that's theoretical, like dot node or something. So
It's theoretical, but it's also mathematically sound.
okay. So
Can we pick numbers now?
Dream, can you tell how many hours you have dreamt in that moment? Like, see, these become like symmetry breakers, I think. Where, like, in a dream, the freaking tunnel or whatever, the experience is not just intense and so real, but also it has some kind of timeline sometimes, right? But who's to say how much time passed in the dream versus when you get up, right? So it's experienced differently in 2 different,
Have you guys ever gotten a tattoo before?
Yeah, I've been tattoos before.
So
That's
getting
a
a
funny question
tattoo
for me.
was a really interesting experience because it was like a 2 or 3 hour experience, and I had my eyes closed, and I was like falling asleep and in and out of the tattoo or whatever. But it was so interesting because the needle wasn't where I thought it was on my body, and it was such an interesting I think he's over here, but really the tattoo artist is like all the way over here, And I think time is a very similar.
that's
has a very
interesting.
similar experience. It's like, or that dream state. It's like, oh, we think we're in that for like hours, but really it's like 30 seconds, like
It's
multiple 30 seconds at a time.
It's almost like you go into like an alpha wave state, like that hypnosis state.
Yeah.
Don't say anything, John. Anyway, and because to me, I find it like if it's not an extremely painful tattoo, like getting the head of my leg tattooed was like nothing, right? It was the best 4-hour nap I ever had in my life. Like it was so great.
I would not give up the experience of that particular kind of stinging pain, which is so addictive. And I think that is what people keep going back to. It's just enough amount of pain. It's so good.
It's like, and it's it's like it forces you to be present in the now, and also
Against
it's
my
like such a
religion.
form of attention. I love the attention I get when I get a tattoo. Like 3 hours just on me, and I get to tell you all this bullshit about what this tattoo means to me, and you just have to fucking deal with it. Sounds great.
That's so funny.
Have you ever did the thing?
My tattoo artists love me because I don't talk. I just lay there, just like, oh, da da da. In fact, they ask me questions because they're wondering why I'm so effing quiet. They want to make sure I haven't passed out or something.
Yeah, it's against my religion also. Just in case, in my later years, I go Jew. I want to be buried in a
You are a Jew.
yeah.
You can't escape it. It's a club you can't escape.
Yeah. So just in case, I want to switch it up towards the end.
I always laugh so hard when people insist that I'm Jewish. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, 40% of my body is covered in ink. Like,
Oh, Jews don't allow it?
no, you can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery if you have a tattoo. Yeah.
See, if you want to experience the now to a very high degree, you have to do yoga. Yoga is action in perfection, and when you do the breathing and these yoga poses, it's a little bit because you're flushing your brain with a lot of blood and oxygen. So, anyways, I'm just trying to say that like an orgasm is the metaphor for the Ein Sof, which is the limitless light, and then that cum trickles down to all the living parts of your body.
No.
The little.
Yeah, dive it before you
So, you know what's the best thing about this sweaty yoga?
That's
You know what's
like
great?
Funafila exactly in our
Yeah,
time.
so
I
what's
love
great about
sweaty yoga.
the sweaty yoga to me is amazing, right? Because usually there's women that are dominating the room, right?
I
And
hate hot yoga.
it's good to like
It's
it's
bullshit.
good for like I'm telling you,
sounds good.
if I wore like like white like boxer like shorts that are kind of tight like the white ones, and I start to get sweaty, you tend to see the silhouette.
Skid marks.
Do you get what I'm saying? No. My silhouette of my
I like
manliness.
hot yoga because it has to
Yeah.
be humid hot,
So-
though. It can't be dry hot.
Yeah.
Like,
So
But it's so dangerous.
It is.
What
what happens here is that
the weird thing is
It
because
turns
I'm
into,
hypermobile. I like
yeah, it
to
turns
yoga.
into like this weird. I don't know why you guys are drowning out. I'm trying to explain to you. why.
Sorry.
Yeah, so my hot yoga experiences, doing them with my wife, because she wanted, when we were dating, she wanted to do this. I had this experience. And I said, no, it's fine. So I wore like biker shorts, like,
Your balls probably
They
were
weren't-
hanging all over the place.
Can you not arrest
they weren't
him?
like boom boom,
Because the
but
crowd-
they were like up to the knee. And I wore like
You gotta borrow the
I'm really
speedos
not
if
sure why
you're
we're
serious.
discussing this in so much detail, but go ahead.
oh, it's,
Get down
yeah.
that
So
ball.
it just turns into a staring fest. Then my wife
Lower
laughing.
your gaze.
No, women are way worse than men.
Yeah, that's true.
I mostly just look
You-
at the men in hot yoga to make sure that they don't like move too quickly and splash their sweat on me. It's gross.
If you don't do
I'm the
yoga,
type of person that daydreams, so like I'll just catch
Oh, you're a
myself staring into
somnambulist.
space.
you're sleep talking
thinking
right now.
About something. Listen, and several
Listen,
times
listen.
I caught myself-
Listen.
This is such a
Okay, so I
mantra.
caught
Just because I say listen doesn't mean I want to listen.
like daydreaming right into somebody's junk, but I didn't know I was looking at their junk. Okay, like so then they think I'm looking at their junk.
Because you are looking at their junk.
But that's not on purpose. I'm not thinking about
You're
their
lying.
junk. I'm thinking.
I like to think of hot yoga. It's kind of like a nipple clamp, right? Like I really hate heat and humidity, but when I go into hot yoga, I know it's going to be over in like an hour and 15 minutes, right? Or
Is it torture?
depending on the class,
Like
right?
an enjoying torture.
Yeah, and the other thing too is because I'm so hypermobile, if I get in that heat and humidity situation, like my joints just unlock. And like there was one point in hot yoga where I literally put in archer pose, put the sole of my foot on the back of my head, and I was like, the fuck. Like,
Oh my god! But you can overextend yourself in hot yoga, and it's so dangerous.
yeah, for sure.
Do
People
you
have died of it. Wasn't there that freaking cult? The guy.
do you ever power walk and just enjoy the
I
power
do.
walk?
I power walk a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I
it the
don't jog, but I
breathing?
power walk.
Is it
Yeah.
all the breathing that you're doing?
If you jog properly, you can also do a meditative breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the 478, 478.
So when they say runner's high, isn't that technically gnosis?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Correct.
So one way of achieving gnosis is through the body, physically,
Yes.
without words,
Yes.
but just breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just concentrating on breath.
Is that samadhi or is that near
Samadhi. No.
is it samadhi?
Samadhi is the ultimate state of where you don't need any of this to be there.
Correct. Just there.
Oh, you mean just come to Clubhouse? This is samadhi? Oh
Stop screaming, bro. Chill out, man. Stop screaming.
no! That's the
So
joke.
the breathing part.
I just saw a PTR that was a penis.
Whose PTR is a penis?
You tried to add me, and you could see the whole penis, and it was an ugly penis.
But you're looking at him anyways. What's the difference?
Yeah. So the reason the breathing thing, which I think is like really hot, which is the reason why I usually like I find like Danny and Cora really attractive, is because they have like long noses. And you know, when I'm pushing your head down into my pelvis, and it touches your
Megatron.
nose, and your nose touches
the
my,
fuck?
you know.
What the fuck is going on right now?
Where's your
You guys can
wife?
still breathe. You guys can still breathe.
Okay.
And this is
Computer
Too far. Too far. Too
well, that's what
far.
I'm saying. So let's.
Too
Well,
far.
that's usually what happens.
Too far.
So, can we relax and stop being so obnoxious? And can we have
Well, the joke.
what's his name? Alabaster.
You're in the
Thanks,
Matrix.
Alabaster today.
You're in the Matrix. What we're trying to say
Unbelievable.
is this if this is the highest reality, you know, and this is the true enlightenment. I mean, I'm like actually not impressed, and I don't know if I'll ever be impressed. Is that a me problem or is that an enlightenment problem? Hello?
That's why they say there's no such thing as samadhi, really. Because it's the only word, like in Sanskrit, where you can not explain it. There's just no descriptors to it.
See, the only way you can rationalize it is through laughter, because if you look at all the tragedy and all the R-word behavior in society, if that's like what the earth
It's
is
all
producing,
absurd, right?
you've got it's absurdity. But the thing is, the diversity makes the game that much more complicated and difficult
Entertaining.
and entertaining.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's about survival and winning. Like, have you ever played a video game and got to the end and you actually won and
No,
got the
it's not.
trophy?
It's about Leela. You're just dancing in the illusion.
Just let it go.
Where
You don't
we
need
start,
to.
the moment we start competing,
Yeah.
that's where we lost the dance. Like,
I know, but if like some woke trans activist murders me at like a political rally or something, I'll be pretty upset in heaven. I'll be like, God, that wasn't fair.
You won't
You know?
exist.
No, I'll be up in heaven with God looking
You
down.
won't have feeling.
I will, and I'll say, God, was that
No, you
fair?
won't.
And God will be like, you knew the rules, you knew the game, you just didn't practice proper security, and that's what happened to Charlie Kirk at the end of the day. Hello?
You're just gonna be talking.
What happened to Charlie Kirk was that he didn't convert to he
That's exactly the problem.
The evangelicals didn't protect him because he just mouths off without knowing the repercussions of his action. Which
Wasn't
is
he like
unfortunate.
anti-war in so many statements?
He was
He was anti-Iran, anti-Palestine, like all these things.
anti-Israel.
Anti-Israel. Yeah.
actually, black sometimes. Like,
Yeah, he was controversial. They caught up to him. And this is the reason why the Catholic Church doesn't put out these public, statements about the gays. Because then the innocent will be hurt, and it's unnecessary.
it's unnecessary, yeah. Well, there's also a lot of freedom, popularity, and status, and all of that come in with it. There's a price Because you pay for it.
People don't criticize people that are aligned with their values. And if you cover up
Yeah,
for
they do.
pederasty and you are a pederast yourself, you align with other pederasts. And that's why the Catholic Church doesn't criticize homosexuality. Hello?
Well, many of them.
Namaste.
Well, I will tell you this. I mean, when I was in Catholic school, I felt like, some of the brothers and the priests were a little, a little flamboyant. A little bit.
Yeah, I went to Catholic school in Chicago. I know all about it. I know all about gay priests in Chicago.
I know you know all about it. They know about you.
No, I know that they had to sell their parking lot to build a $1 billion skyscraper because they raped so many children in their church. I know who they were. I know where they live. And guess who the Pope is now? He covered up for them. That's our Chicago Pope, covering up for pedophiles.
Okay. Well, you were still on the Epstein Island, so how do you cover that up?
I'm just saying, when the head of the Pope is a pedophile cover-upper, not necessarily a pedophile himself, but he protected pedophiles, well, you might want to reevaluate which organization you decide to tithe to. That's just my opinion. Be careful who you tithe to now, brother.
So I will tell you this, that they probably did, and I went over this yesterday, where they took people in as rehabilitation, and they probably felt like it was a success story for a small amount of them. But what happens is once you start to make this a common thread where you say, oh, well, these people, they had a hard past, or if they were, touched themselves, whatever story they give to get themselves closer to children, they ate it up. Then it becomes a network of these guys. So they're moving each other around. Not the Pope moves them around. We're saying the people.
No, I'm saying when he was in Chicago,
for the last 30 years.
When he was in Chicago, he was responsible for helping cover up and move around gay priests who were abusing children. That's what I'm saying. Not now as the Pope. Now he's got too many important and regal things to do. Anyways, I've seen.
Every time you say now, I'm expecting something else.
Listen, have you ever seen three? Have you ever seen three priests walk out of a priest clothing store holding hands and kissing each other? And then they looked at me and I was like, "What the fuck?" And they were like, "Woo!"
Just made that up fully.
I did not make that up.
No, I really don't. It doesn't really bother me. It's got nothing to do with me.
It's got nothing to do with me. I was just shocked to see three gay priests holding hands and kissing after they just bought a bunch of priestly robes. I was like, that's really queer.
Well, you can wear a priest's robe and actually be a priest.
No, it's an actual Catholic clothing store where they do the actual manufacturing.
They have one in Brooklyn. Yeah, they have one in Brooklyn. You can go in there, and I bought stuff for.
I know, but these were actually priests. These weren't just like gay guys from Halstead buying very expensive vestments. They could have gone on Amazon to buy those. These were actual Catholic priests, gay as could be, holding hands, flirting and kissing, and flipping their butterfly eyebrows, being so gay and happy. Woo!
Let them. But let them be in their glory.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I had a family, though, and my children, and my wife was Catholic, and she was like, they've got to go to Father, Peter, and I'd be like, but I think my gaydar goes off, honey. She said, it doesn't matter, baby. You got to be open to it. Open to what, baby? I don't want my kids receiving an education from a gay man. That's just my opinion.
Hello? First of all, you're gonna have to find a woman. You're gonna have to find a woman that would allow you to blow a load in her, let alone have a fucking child. So, listen, John, calm the fuck down. When you start having children, then you can choose whether if they go to Shiva or the Catholic school. Until then,
I did ask him if I could have his baby, and everyone barfed a lot.
Yeah.
In their mouth. Well, they all threw up in their mouth. Even John.
Danny, actually, could you imagine the annoying child that we would create? Danny, I like this concept.
Are you gonna be nice today,
We
Regal?
could create the most annoying person who's ever lived, Danny. Oh my God, think about the possibility. Our kid would be a natural for Hollywood, politics. Oh, we could make it big, Danny. Our kid could be in the NFL or NBA of
All right,
annoyance.
take it to the DMs. Take it to the DMs. So, do you understand what I'm saying, Nargis?
Yeah.
It started to become a rehabilitation, and then it gets ugly. So now, they know these people. I mean, I would say most of them can't be rehabilitated, and putting them in front of a bunch of children doesn't help either. So it's just not a smart move. So since then, they've changed. They have changed the process. They've changed the process. They made most of their school preparatory schools. They started hiring better teachers, charging more money, making schools not that easy to, upping the odds, picking the beautiful campuses, consolidating the money, or probably selling off property, or
Megatron,
leasing out to city.
isn't it just a question of index? No matter what the subject or object, it's a question of an index of that subject or object. So when we talk about gay people, or we talk about education, or we talk about me busting a load in some woman's cunt and raising a family, what I'm trying to say, Megatron, is that it's always a bell-shaped curve no matter what the object or what the subject. Hello?
Yeah, a bell curve. You're right. Like, every high school class, you had that you were in the stupid class, they always needed that bell curve. So the teacher would actually,
What's it called?
is it whatever you called it? Yeah, probability.
Bell's probability?
Yeah. Danny, so how many more children can you have? You could probably bust out another 2 kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 37.
Yeah, so, I mean, at the end of the road, I mean, there's, like, if you meet a guy next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just wants you, he just wants to be around you and your son, and you're going to possibly have, you could possibly have, 2 more kids with this guy.
I could.
That's what I'm saying. So, don't give up.
Be fruitful and multiply. Create more annoying humans. The world's most annoying humans who have ever existed.
Danny, just think about this, though, because then your son's not going to be the only child anymore. He's going to have brothers and sisters, right?
I mean, it made me really sad to think about my son being an only child earlier. I was really sad about it. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, but you can do something about it. Like, who cares if you marry the boring Jewish guy? Who
I
gives
need
a
a
fuck?
Jewish guy. Yeah, I need a Jewish
just marry
guy.
the boring Jewish guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it's gonna be.
You never know. He might.
Danny, the problem is if your son has a brother, if your son or brother has a sister, the problem is they will hate each other because they will think that the other person is the most annoying person that has ever existed.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, I want to have a conversation. Can we go?
Okay, so my sister's husband really didn't
with
want
these two.
to have.
I really can't with the both
kids.
views.
And we talked them into it, and it was the best thing they ever did because they're best friends, And I think it's up to the parents how the siblings react with each other.
I'm gonna do a room reset. I'm just gonna do a room reset here. I'm gonna put the both of you in the audience, and I need because you guys are giving me a headache. I swear to God. I'm sorry, Daniel. But it's when one shuts up, the other one goes, and the other. I can't just chill for 5 minutes. Thank you. God. So Nargis, out of the books I gave you today, did you like the Syriac one? Did you like that? I thought that one was a good one, right?
That was a good
Put this one back up. I'll put this one back up for. I didn't share this book with you.
Which?
This one here. Patricia Crone? Patricia Crone?
Yes, yes. I have read Patricia Crone before. But I'm gonna
Have you read this
download
book, though?
this.
Have you
I
read
don't
this
know.
one?
Give me a minute, let me check. Let me see it. Yeah, I read excerpts from it. Ilyas had shared. I'm gonna read this.
Recently decided to stop trading in U.S. dollars. I just want to make sure that's what you asked. So I asked at that and I said, this is real and ongoing trend, though it's more of a gradual shift than a single recent decision. Here's the bigger picture. China and Russia, bilateral trade specifically. China and Russia have more than 90% de-dollarized their bilateral trade. This milestone was announced by Russia's prime minister back in late 2023. Russia is currently settling a quarter of its international trade using China renminbi, and bilateral trade with China is almost entirely settled in the two countries' respective currencies. Why it happened? This was the big trigger was Western sanctions on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, freezing a sovereign country's dollar holdings. Russia is a seismic event. It risks accelerating a move away from the dollar by countries that have different geopolitical interests in the U.S. The broader BRICS SCO context. In 2024, 90% of Russia's trade within BRICS was in local currencies, and by 2025, 97% of trade among Shanghai Cooperation Organizations, including India, Russia, China, Iran, Pakistan, and others, was conducted in local currencies rather than USDO. But it says, but the dollar isn't going away globally. The transactional dominance of the dollar is still evident in FX volumes, trading invoicing, cross-border liabilities, and foreign currency debt issuance, with the greenback dominating still 88% of traded FX volumes. So the shorter answer is yes, China and Russia have effectively stopped using the dollar in their bilateral trade with each other, but this is part of a years-long process rather than a single recent decision. And the dollar remains overwhelmingly dominant in trade overall, regardless. So
between so this is mainly just between Russia and China. Any of their whatever their deal is, their trade. Okay,
the
so
thing is that China is so reliant on America to buy their cheap fucking shit that I think we're just, I mean, we've had a lot of people hand them the keys and get to this place, but when it becomes basically undeniable, it's like AI. We're not just going to let AI take 90% of people's jobs. We're not going to do it. And the same thing with China.
Are you sure about that?
No, we're not going to. We're not. See, I can debate about that separately, but with the with China and stuff, we're not gonna let fucking China just have the fucking keys, man. We're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna let them just take off.
You just said there's a lot of people that have already handed them the keys.
They have. A lot of the globalists in our country have. Like, think about it, man.
There you go. There you go. There we go. We just we you know that so there's like self-sabotaging people, right?
Of course, there's lots of people who value, you know, them making money over fucking, I mean, them sent all of our jobs overseas. But really, the point is, and let me finish here, is that once it becomes undeniable, most people agree that China is trying to eat our lunch and trying to dominate us, overtake us. Once it becomes undeniable that China is trying to replace us militarily, economically, the primary currency, everything, we're not just going to continue to facilitate this. We're going to stop this shit. You know, I mean, we're already trying to make moves to do it right now with the Strait of Hormuz, you know, with this whole thing, or, with what Trump is doing. But I don't believe that our leadership will just hand China the keys when China declares, we're going to fucking beat you guys. We're going to introduce our own currency. We're just, we're not going to continue to trade with